After that point, I ended up investing in like one healthcare deal. Went well, made money. Second one, made more. Third one, lost everything. I got scammed out of close to $2.5 million.
Jesus.
It wasn't just my own money. I had friends. My dad, first time he ever wanted, after he saw the first two, he's like, oh, okay, I'll make money on this? Sure. So the first time my dad, who's talked shit about me and business and everything I've done, investing in something, and the whole board is wiped out. The guilt, shame, remorse, you're an idiot. Why would you do this? Everything was real until it wasn't. There was lawyers, everything didn't matter. It was a business and distributor that took everything. The guilt of I had nothing, had less than nothing, lost everything that I had built for years, and everyone thinking I scammed them. I have nothing, no money, negative. I went into treatment November 19th.
Hi there. Welcome back, or welcome to Recovering Out Loud podcast, the show where we get real about mental health and addiction. I'm so glad you're here. If you or someone you love is struggling with drugs or alcohol, please reach out for help. Send me a message on all social media platforms at Recoveringoutloudpod or by email at recoveringoutloudpod@gmail.com. You are no longer alone. I want to know, thanks for coming down, brother. I appreciate it. I want to know the fucking cocaine on the table story. You've been in this studio before, not in recovery.
Yeah. So I've been in here before. It was another random scenario. A lot of my life has been just random popping up scenarios. I think it was, it was around the first time that I started, actually, I'll just go back to the beginning. I was in in the industry for ink, so I did artist liaison stuff. I was doing that on the weekends so that I could basically just build my business during the week. And I met a lot of people in the industry, so a lot of like either DJs or music producers or people who were just into that scene. After, I think around 2018, 2019, I ended up building the payments business. It took off, and then my business partner cut me out of it. And from that point, I started just watching this one podcast, which was my escape. Like in the car, at home, it was Flagrants with Andrew Scholes and Akash and Mark and Alex Media. So the guys there, and I literally had it on more than I would have on anything else. In the shower with a speaker, at any point driving, at the house, just when I was trying to like rebuild things in my life. That was a first real spiral where I was using daily. But it gave me a chance to like kind of escape in a way that wasn't as detrimental as using. But with that, I think I just joined their Patreon because I wanted an extra episode in the week. And they had a segment on there, which was like a Patreon, like questions. So they had anyone who could ask a question, and then you could send in a video. One time I sent in a video just for fun. I didn't think I would get picked. They have a lot of people on their Patreon, but I got picked, and then I was just making fun of someone else. I played a character, just being a little shithead. And then it just snowballed into something. And it went back and forth week after week as like a Patreon like beef between us. Between
two fans of the show.
Correct.
And so you were releasing songs.
And then someone else made a song, like a completely different fan made a song rapping against me. And then I messaged one of my buddies. I'm like, hey, I got to make something. And then I ended up coming here. By the way, in the height of my addiction, there's different points, but this was one of the heights where, definitely did cocaine on that table, did a bunch of Percocets. And it started, like, I've been an addict alcoholic before even doing drugs. Like, my life has always been a progression where I have to get to a certain point to be okay. But that okay is only just for a little bit.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of willpower to get to certain places. And once I got there, I'm like, okay, I'll be good now. But that feeling is very short-lived, just like anything that's instant gratification. Even though I worked hard in years of doing it, my ego and defects of character built up to a certain point where it helped me get through a lot of things in my life, but it then stopped me from the time. Let me just turn that off. It stopped me from, I guess, getting the help or coming to people when I needed the help.
Yeah.
So it went from, okay, I worked for my family business for a little bit when I was younger, from 11 to like 19. When you have a family business, you start working whenever you can talk.
You don't have a choice. Yeah.
Exactly. And then at around like first year university, I met my business partner, where we started trying to do like fintech business, which was currency exchange. And that's where like a lot of my identity came from, is could only be someone if I had something to show for it. So I'm only enough if I have something to show for it, because my dad has something. Every family conversation went the same way, where it's you're not doing anything, you don't have anything. If you're not listening to me and working with the family business, then you are nothing. But then I tried that, where I fully went to family business, and that also didn't work. But when I had the business and those things, again, it was a lot of, okay, now I have things, I am enough. There's a dollar value to how much I am enough. And then now all my relationships are financial, where, yeah, okay, I'm going to do all these nice things for everyone, but I expect things in return.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how nice I was for situations. I always had an expectation that something would be coming back. If you went left and I need you to go right, I'm uncomfortable now if you go any other way. I also don't know how to communicate. So I would never be able to just have an honest conversation, because it made my skin itch. I could never just sit down and tell my friend how I felt, or tell a girl I was seeing how I felt, really. Yeah. It was just kind of going in circles. Substances for me came at different points, but in university, drinking was just going out. I went to Brock. So I just literally just a party the first year until I dropped out, and then I dropped out just to try and build the business. And for the next like 4 or 5 years, nothing, not a dollar that came from the business. Put time, money, blood, sweat, and tears into it. Each year, friends go back to school. My dad's like, you're not going to do shit with this. Another year went by, you're not making any money. When it finally came that I started making money from the business, it came so fast that at a young age it broke my brain, but also validated me that, okay, you guys don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I'm invincible.
Correct.
Yeah.
As long as I just continue forward and just go as fast as possible, I don't have to look back at any of the things. So same thing in my family household. Like if I relate it to how I grew up, there would be a massive fight on the weekend, yelling, screaming, plates breaking, mom running out of the house with the divorce, this, that, and the other. Tuesday, oh, we're a happy family. Yeah, but what happened on the weekend? Yeah. I still remember. We're not going to talk about it? Okay, cool. So from a young age, I learned, as long as I keep moving forward, don't look back, you're good. Sometimes for myself at least, I would slow down at times and burn out. And then when I burn out, I'm feeling, okay, the voices are loud in my head. I could never sit at home alone on any night, to be honest. Like towards the time that I had everything that I thought I wanted, I couldn't just sit at home and relax. The times that I was at home for a month. I had more money than I knew what to do with it. House, car, a girl that I thought I would be with, all the things arranged. And I was on the couch depressed for a month. Pretty much a week or two away from just trying to kill myself, because I'm like, oh man, another another couple of dollars in my account won't make me feel any better. Yeah, I'm exhausted. I thought this was freedom. I thought this was the point where I would get to, where I would finally be, okay, things are good. Things will turn around. Again, my ego, my expectations, all the things that helped me get to a certain point, but were just dragging me down day by day. Percocets and cocaine, those were things that I used because I didn't know what the problem was with me, and I didn't know any other way to deal with it. And for me, at least in that situation, I would be like, yeah, but at least I'm not doing heroin. At least I'm not doing, I'm not doing heavy opiates. Percocet, yeah. I'm doing 50 a day by the end. Yeah. Might as well have been doing heroin. It probably would have been better on my liver had I been doing it. Again, another God blessing because my liver's not completely shot. Yeah. But that's, again, justification. Okay, I'm not doing that at least, so it's not that bad. I had a year of sobriety, not because I wanted to, but I went to Turkey with my girlfriend at one point, and I traveled with 300 in my bag for the 3 weeks that I thought I was gone for. Yeah, they were gone before we went to the next country to travel. I ended up having to even go to a hospital there to get like extra, and ran out of those while I was in Turkey and went cold turkey because I'm funny like that. It's just like
the irony.
Yeah. So at that point, I was off of them enough for the physical side to be gone. And it was so aggressive at that point where I extended the trip because I couldn't fly back. I was trying to figure out, or Googling, how do I get some type of relief from all the withdrawals? Eating Imodium like it was Skittles.
Can you describe to people what fucking opiate withdrawal is like?
Opiate withdrawal is basically if you're taking the amount continuously daily, and to be honest, if you're taking 8 daily for extended periods of time, the withdrawal will come as an immediate flu. Your nose is running, you feel sick, phantom pains like the lower back pain that comes from the intestines because opiate receptors are in your intestine, which is the largest muscle in your body. And with that comes all the other things. So with the cramps comes all the I went to the bathroom probably 100 times because not even that I needed to go. It just, you feel like it's constant. Just the opposite side to it is when you're on opiates, you can't go to the bathroom. Everything is slowed down in your body. You might think, especially for me, after the surgeries, I had 2 back-to-back. I got overprescribed way too many. But in that situation, I had someone drop a 45-pound weight on my toe at the gym. Wow. Freaked out at that. But I just thought it was a bruise. Like my toe looked black for a day or two. It was a little sore. But I'm like, okay, whatever. It'll grow back and it'll be fine in a year. 8 months later, my nails started coming up. And I went to the doctor because it kept getting infected. Turns out the bone snapped and then started regrowing up. So I had to get a surgery on that.
The bone started regrowing up through your toe.
Yeah, Wolverine style. Started growing up. So that was a surgery I had, and I thought, okay, that was the most painful at the time. And I took the medication as prescribed at that time. At that time, I was in so much pain that I wasn't even thinking that, okay, I didn't have a thought that, oh, these pills feel good or I feel some type of like relief or effect from it. It was just the pain was so severe on my toe from kind of the shaving down the bone in that situation that it wasn't the issue. What happened was very shortly after, I had a pilonidal cyst on my tailbone, and it was getting inflamed and needed to be drained constantly. So it happened once, got it drained. Obviously, they prescribed me Percocets again. So I was on Percocets at that point, and it was painful because I couldn't really sit down properly, and I had to go to the nurse to get packed each day. Then I go see a surgeon. He is the same surgeon that did my dad's surgery because he had a cancer in his lower intestines. And he was fantastic. And I said, hey, if I'm going to go to anyone, I trust you. If you can do this, fantastic. He did the surgery, but he's like, hey, 20% of people, the stitches rip out. Well, I'm an overachiever, so I was in the 20%.
Yeah.
And with the stitches popping out, what that meant was 3 months from that point, I would have a nurse come to the house and pack and unpack. Like literally my tailbone, there was a hole this big. And it wasn't a short, lovely nurse who's a lady who's been in nursing for years. It was my friend who was 6'2" from Jamaica, and it was his first nursing job. And I'm his story now to other people saying, hey, I've seen it all. I've seen it all. I've seen a 6'4" man bend in front of me, and I pack and repack his second asshole. So that's alone just, it was bad. But again, not the reason why I did a bunch of Percocets, not the reason why I did cocaine, not the reason why I drank, not the reason why I did any of the substances. They were, like any of the traumas in my life are not the reason why I use. For whatever reason, when I consume something that makes me feel better in a certain result, I will continue to do it. Whether that's 7 Red Bulls in the day, whether that's eating too much, whether that's a person that gave me too much feeling, I will go be with that person and be around them and do the most for that person. Because if you're happy, then I'm happy, then life is good. If you're not good, then I'm not good, then fuck, how do I change this? That's how my life has been for the longest period of time. And it wasn't until the 3 years ago where I had been at that point. I was sober for a year after I came back from Turkey. The business took off. So again, if I really wind it back, my real drug of choice was money. Because if I had money, then I don't need to go out and do anything because I'm good. Like, my dad calls me and says, hey, you're shit, this and that. Oh, no, it's okay, boss. I got it. I'm good. Don't need you. Don't need anyone else. I have this. I can do whatever I want. So it gave me an armor for anything that would get to me, would chip away at my ego, would make me fearful of not being good enough, or the fear that I had of not having a father's love or whatever, or respect. Didn't matter at that point because I'm good. Because everyone sees me as some type of success. Well, what did that really matter? Didn't. But after that point, I ended up investing in like one healthcare deal. Went well, made money. Second one, made more. Third one, lost everything. I got scammed out of close to $2.5 million.
Jesus.
And it wasn't just my own money. I had friends. My dad, first time he ever wanted, after he saw the first two, he's like, oh, okay, I'll make money on this? Sure. So the first time my dad, who's talked shit about me and business and everything I've done, investing in something, and the whole board is wiped out. Yeah. So it was the guilt, shame, remorse. You're an idiot. Why would you do this? Everything was real until it wasn't. There was lawyers. Everything didn't matter. It was a business and distributor that took everything. I found out later, which selfishly made me feel better, that the same person scammed other people in Yorkville who were smarter and richer than me. So I was like, okay, not so bad. Yeah. Not so bad. Okay, I'll take that at least. Yeah. But the guilt of I had nothing, had less than nothing, lost everything that I had built for years, and everyone thinking I scammed them. I have nothing, no money, negative. I went into treatment November 19th. So
of
2022.
Of 22.
Yeah,
okay.
So
yeah, sorry.
This year will be 3 years.
Nice, dude. Awesome. Yeah.
And I started taking Suboxone on November 11th. So to go into treatment, my sobriety date, not touching perk, drink, or cocaine, is on November 11th, 2022. Where the kind of the toughest part that I never really looked into, I came out of treatment where I went to ART, so Addiction Rehab Toronto, It was 12 minutes from my house in Etobicoke. Joined a 12-step recovery program. All these, a lot of coincidences have happened. But I came out of treatment close to $1.5 million in debt. So if my stupid dumb ass can do it or come out and just follow instructions, which the first time it's ever happened in my life, where I actually just listened and I didn't try and find a different loophole or a different way to try and do it my way, I would have definitely been in and out of treatment centers. I would have struggled a lot more. The times that I went there, the best thing that I did was go to treatment for myself. Other people can just go to recovery or meetings, or they could find a meeting that suits them. But for me, I had to be removed from my situation. Yeah. I had to be plucked away. My phone's gone. No outside stress. As much as I still tried to game the system where I'm like, oh, my business and this, and I need an hour on my laptop for that. I needed to be fully removed. Nothing was important in that 30 days, 33 days, or I could have gone for 3 months for all I cared. Looking back at it now, I could have done 90 days and it would have been even better. Like, I wouldn't have come out and, I guess, been more in my head over situations. It didn't matter if I was gone for 90 days. I could easily go on a vacation for 90 days, but when it comes to actually looking inwards, actually trying to fix the life that I had previously, that seemed like so scary to me. Yeah. I can easily struggle for 5 years, tell my dad, friends, go fuck yourself, this business is going to make it. But that belief in myself, nope, not gonna say that in that way. That belief to, like, because it's a love in yourself. Yeah. That's a belief. Because I believed in myself and my abilities to do something or get to a goal or get to an achievement. The love for myself,
I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm fine. I've sacrificed myself for everyone else for so long. Because again, the ego is, a lot of people think it's like, oh, I'm the best, I'm the biggest. No, it's also like, I've done this for other people, or I'm less than, or it fluctuates, and it's not like one set thing that I can point out to, other than it's me thinking about myself all the time in any situation. Like, you could have not been here today, and I'd be like, oh, why? He didn't want to be there because I'm coming to speak. No, it has nothing to do with it. Maybe you were late. Maybe you had that thing. There's so many other aspects and perspectives in the situation. And coming out of treatment, I guess the biggest thing that I would tell anyone else is just find someone who's been there before you, who is at a point where they have something you want, not the stuff. Who cares about any of that? Coming from somebody like myself who has had all the things, have traveled to Turkey, Dubai on my own self, none of that matters. Yeah, they're fun experiences, the things that I bought or things that I've done. What actually has mattered to me was getting to a place where I could just stay at home on a weekend and not worry about it, not care, not be in my head, not beat myself up or have a circus in my mind thinking about all the bullshit that happened in my past, constantly going over and over. Why did I do that? Why did you do this? Why is that your failure, your shit? And it's loud, and it gets louder and louder. And also the future. Why aren't you doing this? You didn't do this. You got to do this. What? Look at you now. You're 28. You have nothing. You lost all this money. It kept going round and round. A solution to that was going to the 12-step program and doing the steps of each of them. And then I did them, and it helped me get to a point where I wasn't obsessing over drugs and alcohol. Now, here's the other side to it. The other side to it is, after the year of doing the work and having that, I have to continue to actually grow my spiritual life. Because at 2 years, I told you I'm a hard worker, right? So I'm doing enough. I'm doing meetings, working with people, doing the things that I should be doing. But at 2 years, my family's not there celebrating with me. I have all these expectations. Hey, God, where's my things back? Hey, look, I've been sober for 2 years. Where's my reward? Again, I'm doing this now for an end result. And for that, it's not how spirituality or any type of program works. I couldn't have a conversation with you or anyone else about God or higher power and whatever that looks like to anyone else. For me, I say God, but I have no clue what it is. I pray every day now in situations to just give me any type of strength to help another person. I'm not perfect. I screw up more times than anyone else I see around me, and that's okay, because I'm trying my best just to make it through the day, because I only have today. If I remind myself every day, every moment that I'm starting to plan everything, that doesn't mean I'm lazy and I just sit on the couch and
have no goals.
Have no goals and just, okay, hey God, show me. No, it's a lot of the things that I've seen, and a lot of people have told me before, faith without works is dead. So I've had all the prayers when I'm doing a bunch of drugs and I'm in my bed, my heart's racing. I'm like, hey, I'll never do this again, please. I'm praying my heart out. There's no work behind it. I have all the faith in the world at those points. And I had faith as a younger kid because I grew up Muslim. So I fasted, prayed for a brother. Surprisingly, after fasting all of Ramadan when I was 10, the last day my mom tells me, oh, I'm pregnant and I got a brother. Like wild things that have happened in my life in different ways, but I was built-in forgetter. When it comes to being an addict, I can only remember the short term of either gratification or the long term of all the pain stacked up. But after the second year, I had to really, it was like a turning point where I'm like, am I gonna stay in this like almost kind of like tense feeling of like same kind of roller coaster that I grew up with my family, but sober, which is miserable? Or am I gonna just dive in again, redo the steps, and get to a point where I've always wanted to, where that I have that peace, where days aren't bad days anymore, they're just loud, where I'm in my head a little bit more. But why am I in my head? Did I pray in the morning when I woke up, or did I turn to my phone and look at emails, start my day fast in that way? Now I know, okay, these are the things I do. I wake up in the morning, I pray, then I meditate, because for never in my life did I sit still for even 5 minutes to just like reset my nervous system
and be with yourself, right?
Never, not once. I couldn't do it. There would be no point where I would just, I could barely sit down for 3 or 4 minutes before I needed to get up and go do something. This podcast wouldn't be a thing. I would need to, even if I was sober at that point in that year that I had of sobriety, I'd be going up. I had to go to the bathroom, make a call. I got something important to think about or talk to. Like, I couldn't just sit here. And even now I'm still like animated, and that's like a thing a lot of my friends make fun of me for still, because they know I speak a lot in like movement or whatever, and that's growth from where I would just get up and go do something else. The other thing is, with doing it again, perspective change. So the things that used to bug me or used to really get to me no longer do that. And what I mean by that is, my dad could call me, rip me apart, and right then and there I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go drink and grab a bag of cocaine. It was like immediate. It wasn't it's a you hurt me, oh no, I hurt me better. And me talking about my parents it's not that they're bad people or I'm saying anything. Again, every family has their issues. Every family has their dynamic. I'm not unique when I say this. There's nothing unique about this situation other than different people and different stories. But the feeling is all the same. Yeah. So I can say this and it can sound familiar to other people, even though there's different countries, different places, different languages. It's the same feeling. Like, why do I feel this way? Where I started to, I guess, connect with people is how did they get to a certain point where they were just like me, where they didn't know how to stop? And where it got for me was I had no clue how to stop. I wanted so desperately to stop. I couldn't, like, for the life of me, because every day was, okay, I lost the money. I'm a failure. There's no way out of this. You think it's such an astronomical number, whether it's 50,000, whatever, or 100,000 or 5,000, depends on, it doesn't matter. In that moment, you feel like your life is completely over. There's nothing that's going to happen that's better. And you're trapped. And let's say I got through one day, so far, a day and night sober, because at the time the girl I was seeing, we had a good day out and she's happy. So I can make it this day. I'm in bed. The wheels start turning. Before I could probably go to bed at 12 and I wouldn't be able to sleep till 3.
Yeah.
And then I get a text. Oh, I have some new things.
I hated those messages.
Yeah. I'm in bed. I'm in my boxers, and a dealer said, hey, I have something new. I blink. I'm in the car, fully dressed, driving with tears in my eyes.
Yeah.
I do not want to go because I know what that causes. The next day's gone. The day after that, by the grace of God, my body would shut down in a day and a half, or I would keep going. I would need a reset a lot sooner than some of my friends would.
I was like that too.
Some of my friends would go for days.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do you do that?
Yeah.
Because my body would shut down completely.
Yeah.
And that's a blessing, because if it didn't, I would have killed myself for sure.
Yeah.
Like there's no doubt in my mind that I would have not been here, because there wasn't an off switch. There was never an off switch. My friends could go out, enjoy a night, and cap it there. I was coming back and still drinking. I would Smirnoff Ice myself. Oh, look, you found another bottle behind there. Hassan, we didn't put that there. Yeah, you guys,
come on, guys.
You silly guys. I would do it to myself to pass out or something. And it would be a lot of that situation where I could sense that I was different, but I'm like, I'm just a bigger guy. Like, just takes more for me to get to a certain point. Like, oh, I'm in university. I'm blacking out before I even go out. I'm blacking out at the pre-party, and then don't remember that other people found me blacked out at a pizza in St. Catharines. So, like, random stories. I'm like, chuck it up. University. Justify.
Just
whatever.
justifying everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So I jumped around a lot. So I really, in the story, where things for me that are important today are prayer, meditation, and then working with somebody else who knows your same struggle. I have friends who are in different aspects in life, and at no point do I tell them, whether they're in the military or they're cops or they're teachers, do I tell them how I know their story or their experience. Same way as if I'm sitting down with another addict or alcoholic, I know their story right away. When someone else says, why don't you just go work out, or why don't you just stay more disciplined, lost the power to choose for me. Like, I have all the willpower in every other aspect of my life. Yeah. But when it came to drugs and alcohol and just anything that made me feel better, gone. I had no more choice over it, because my ability could only bring me so far that I was bound to go back to it. And it wasn't even a choice I had, because it would be not only a physical craving for it, it would be a mental obsession. So when I didn't have it, I was always thinking about when the next time I could get it. I was in a ER hospital for 8-9 hours. Oh, my tailbone still hurts. I would do anything at that point just to not feel the same way. And here's how I know how much of an obsession or mental twist it puts on you. I wouldn't even need to take it. If I got a new script or whatever I could get my hands on, I would feel instantly relieved.
Oh, yeah.
So what is that if it's not something that's in my brain that's different? Just having more made me relieved. there's some points where I still had it and I was taking it and I was going into withdrawals because I had a little bit left. So like, my body's already prepping me like, you already need more. So that's the physical side. Once I remove that and I don't have that, then I have the two others, which is spiritual malady, which I don't have anything to turn to. I have no solution. I have a hole in my chest that's big and I have no clue why I feel empty. But then I have, okay, well, I've been almost sober for 3 years now, Anthony. So like, I'm good. I can go out for a weekend. Like, there's been many times I've been out this summer with friends at this restaurant, this on. I've seen other people do cocaine here and there. I haven't reached for it once. Haven't thought about a drink or anything. So it must mean I'm good now, right? No. Once an alcoholic addict, always an alcoholic addict. So for myself, I still stick around people in recovery, have to live it, listen to it, read it. I have to revolve myself around it. Doesn't mean I have to only be there all the time, because again, I can overdo that too, where I miss recovery and I'd have this. No, I'm just one person who has a disease, who is just trying to live a better, peaceful life. And this has given me the ability to live a peaceful life where I can go anywhere now, as long as I'm in a fit condition. Like, if I'm spiritually fit, and what that means is praying, meditating, and I'm involved in working and being of service. What that means is if somebody calls me and they need help and they're struggling in that situation, instead of looking at the call and being like, oh, I'm tired, I had a long day, I don't want to be here, or even coming to talk with you today. Last night I told you my sister wanted to go to a concert and they went late. I'm like, me before a concert, let's go all night until the morning. Let's go to the next party. It went half an hour later, and I'm like, I'm tired, man. I want to go to bed. But even now today, I'm like, I'm tired, and I'm like, why am I doing what? Oh yeah, that's right. I don't care if 99% of people watch this and like, who's this dickhead? Good. If there's one person at least that is like, I feel that same way. I feel how he's felt. I felt out of place, not comfortable in my skin. When I'm sober, it is unbearable. Why is that? I don't know any other solution or thing to go to. There is hope, because I'm listening to him right now. He sounds pretty dumb. So if he can do it, I know I can. So if that's the only thing that happens here, God bless, because that's the only thing that I could hope for. Outside of that, not my control. I show up. I do the things that I should do. If I make a mistake, make sure you promptly fix it right away. That, like, I can't just sit on things and let things build up, because when I went to treatment, the first thing my counselor said, who I got paired with him, like it was kind of like a divine intervention, where he told me shit like you wouldn't believe. He's like, you're a self-centered prick with an ego problem. And I'm like, I just told you about all the nice things I did for my girlfriend, this and that, and my friend. And he ended the session. I'm like, oh man, I'm pacing my room for 2 days. Like, who the fuck are you telling me this? And I'm thinking about all the things I'm going to say back to him when I see him the next session.
Yeah.
I get into the session with him again. He's smiling. I'm like, you fucking bad. You're smiling? Okay, sounds good. And as soon as I go in about to sit down, he's like, oh man, we ran out of time last time. By the way, I'm also a self-centered prick with a ego problem. And he just right then and there cut the tension from whatever I thought I knew. And I'm like, oh, I'm a fucking crazy person. Because I just paced my room for 2 days.
Thinking about how I was going to kill you.
Thinking about, like, no, not even, how am I going to kill you in treatment center and nobody find out? There's cameras everywhere. But I was just pacing back and forth, thinking about scenarios of what I was going to say to you, what you were going to say to me, how I was going to tell you you're a piece of all this. Oh, is that a fly or a bee or something?
Fly has been fucking bothering me all day.
Hey, buddy.
Get out of here. There's magic happening here.
Do you like vapes, Fly? Listen, I've done cocaine and Percocets in this room. Vaping is the least.
Yeah, you could do it. Did you catch it?
No, I didn't. Oh. But if I did, that would have been fantastic.
That would have been sick.
I would have ate it like, hey, Ozzy Osbourne. Respect. It wasn't a bat, but
Close enough.
I'll take what I can get at this point. But even that situation just made me realize, and I can look back at it because I didn't know at the time. I'm not some fucking spiritual. I'm so interperspective now. Something. It's something about being perspective about the inside.
Perspective, yeah.
I'm not. I didn't know at that moment what he was doing or what that meant, but today I can look back at it and see. Okay, he's chipping away at my ego.
Yeah.
He's chipping away at my perspective of what I think I know about myself, and for me, I needed someone like that because I was ready to go to like smart recovery. I'm like, how can I use safely on weekends and just not doing it? It's not safely at any point. I cannot use a mind-altering substance in my life today at all. And that's not like, it seems so extreme, but it isn't, because there are so many people who've never picked up a drug or drink in their life, and they're living lives just fine. There's no like crisis of identity. There's no crazy moves. There's none of it. They're just living fine. Life still happens. Life still rolls on, good or bad. And all the things that I thought were the worst things that happened in my life have been blessings. Yeah. And all the blessings in my life sometimes have been curses. I don't know where or what that looks like. When I start to think I know, that's when I get a couple slaps. And for me, those slaps have been like, oh shit, I'm doing this wrong. Right? Especially in recovery, when those things have come to pass, where after the 2 year, I get a call from a dear friend who's also in the meeting. He's like, hey, you come in? We haven't seen you in the mornings. I started going to just the night meeting instead of going to the morning one, because I thought I wasn't making the money that I needed. I need to go to this meeting and that meeting and miss like business meetings. And then the recovery meetings in the morning that I used to go to all the time that actually were very insightful, where there's a lot of people with long-term sobriety, where there's a lot of people who actually have like a light that they shine with. They don't need to say much, but them living a peaceful life, other people around in the community, seeing them where they used to, almost to the point where you cannot picture that person drinking or using ever. Yeah. That's the type of like, you tell me these stories, but come on, did you really do that? Yeah. Do you really burn that cop car? It was just, some of the stories are wild and they're funny and a lot more sense of humor, because for me at least, my entire life, humor has been the thing. Either times deflection or either times to like dampen the shitty situations that I have gone through in my life. But it's just, humor has solved and fixed a lot of situations, even in recovery, where I'm like, I'm bored. Like, there's a moment where you're like, oh, I'm uncomfortable when things aren't on fire. Yeah. Like, what is this feeling where everything's not burning right now and I want to burn it? That's nuts. But again, you just learn to just, today today was a little boring, whatever. Get by that day. Another day's boring? Okay, cool. The day goes by. Soon you get to a point where it's like, oh, I enjoy this. Nobody's disturbing my peace. Mm-hmm. I don't need to go out to see those people, to be there, to be liked. It's exhausting. A lot of it is exhausting. Yeah. All the expectations that I had previously had just, I guess, cut into my happiness and serenity. If I had any expectations of a lot of things in this year, would have been shit. But last year and this year, there's no difference other than I'm looking at things differently. And that's really it. And I mean, I did the steps over again. I worked on clearing away a lot of my past, and this time it was more thorough, where I wasn't doing it for an end result. I was doing it just to do it. In the meaning where I was like, I want a better deal in life. I didn't get sober to still be uncomfortable. I hear everyone feeling this feeling. What is that feeling? And after a while of doing it and now actually honestly doing it, I feel that feeling, and whether it gets better or it stays right here, I'm good. I'm good. When it starts to feel a little bit off, then I gotta look at, okay, what am I not doing? Am I not praying properly? Am I like, and what I mean by that, do I wake up in the morning and give thanks, and at the end of the day, I'm grateful? It could be as simple as that. Hey God, just remove. I'm feeling angry at the situation. God, hey, remove this feeling of anger from me. It could be as simple as that. Or somebody cuts me off and like, hey, thy will not mine be done.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not the controller of this road. So why do I think that you cutting me off is it's my road, you're cutting? Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it's annoying. Sometimes life happens that way. But as long as I don't get into an altercation or yell out the window or do that, then I'm okay. And I gotta just nightly look back at my day and be like, okay, you were good at these points. This point, you're a little off edge. What did you do at that point? Did you pray? Did you call one of your friends and talk about this situation and get it off your chest? Because I don't know about you or your situation, but if you've ever held on to something, then it's like, okay, then the next thing happens.
That's how I relapsed. Yeah.
Yeah. So how did, in that situation for you, or I've heard a little bit about it from the podcast clips that I've seen, but even the funniest part of getting searched at the airport, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But how did you in that situation start out, even just coming into...
So first of all, I want to say that was incredible, everything you just said. I can relate. We are a lot alike. I can relate to a lot of that feeling, especially with the money. And once I get this, I'll be happy. Once I get that, I'll be happy. And it doesn't matter. Nothing matters, right? As long as I have this. And then it comes and you're like, huh, this doesn't feel anything like I thought it would, right? Also, one more thing I want to comment on too. I really, really like... I hadn't thought about it this way in a bit. The idea of spirituality being intertwined with service, right? It's praying, it's meditating, it's asking for direction, turning over the outcomes. Yes. But it's also helping others when you're fucking inconvenienced, right? It says in the literature, your phone may jangle at all hours of the night.
Yeah.
Are you going to answer it? And you made me really reflect. A lot of what you said I needed to hear today, because you made me really reflect. I'm helping a lot of people in my life right now. I'm helping a lot of people in my professional life right now with the job that I have. I work at a rehab, doing some coaching stuff, helping a lot of people. I have 2 friends that I can think of right now that have reached out to me, and I haven't called them back yet because of schedules and this and that, and I'm tired, I'm busy. So thank you for that. I want to say that. But that's recovery, man. You fucking answer your phone when you don't want to, right? And there's times when I don't want to do recovery. I don't want to go work with a sponsee. I don't want to do that shit a lot of the time, right? Because whatever, I'm busy. And that's recovery, is doing things that you don't want to do, essentially. So I appreciate that, man. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, no, even in that situation, I've had to be reminded of it too, because you get bogged down, you get busy, life starts getting louder. Again, another thing that none of these are my own fun ideas.
Unique, yeah.
These are what I've heard from other people before me, who have said it, and it has resonated with me, because it's been people that I've seen. How are you so peaceful right now? How are you not annoyed by that person right now talking that way? I'm fucking bugged by them. I don't want to hear. And they're just calm, sitting there like, no, it doesn't bug me. I'm like, okay, how?
I want that.
How are you doing that? Because I've never done that. I think that person's annoying, that person's shitty, and that person, what I'm judging all, and they're just calm. Just, that's a great day today. I'm like, okay, you're annoying. You're annoying. You're annoying me so much that I want to figure out what it is. And I hope it's the same person that I told this to in my meetings in Burlington. I told her, you annoy me so much that I finally understand what recovery and all this stuff was, because I wanted to find out. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm here for drugs and alcohol initially. That's what I thought I was here. That's how you get in the door, to understand, okay, that I need to do this work so that I'm relieved from that. Then you continue to grow my spiritual life, which means when life happens, I have to answer, or I have to do this, or instead of, like, I don't always have to now do 30 meetings or things a day, because the meetings now don't keep me sober. I go now because I have time at points to go, but working with others or going through the literature will remind me of who I am. And what I am is an addict alcoholic. And I say grateful, because if I did not have this disease, I wouldn't be living the life that I live today. I don't know if you feel that too, but
Absolutely.
I would have, let's say I wasn't an addict alcoholic. I went to rehab. I stopped, came out of rehab. I didn't have to go to meetings. I was fine. I would never pick it up again.
Cured.
Angry, resentful, judgmental,
jealous.
In my head, my perspective is shit, controlling, manipulative, I lie. I would still have all those things. All those things would still be there. I'm not saying I'm perfect today. I'm not saying I don't lie or have points where I have. Still, like, for 27 years of my life before I got into the 31 now. 27 and a half is when I went to. Why am I even counting 27 and a half? I'm an adult now.
Every year matters.
I'm a child still, okay? I am 2.5 or about to be 3 years sober. I'm 3 years old. I just got my fucking training wheels off. But in this situation, I have to now think I would have had all those things that I'm dealing with, and I would have been miserable. Would have fucking jumped off my balcony, because all these things that I wanted to live a better life, and now I can communicate better. I can show up to relationships better. I can be better with my friends, a partner, my brother, my sister. Things that would annoy or bug me, and like, I deserve this, or hey, why is this happening? I have expectations of you to do this and do that, and no. I'm more relaxed, calm. I can't control. Like, especially when I have friends come to me about relationships. Oh, why she does this or that. If she cheats on me, who cares? Again, at the end of the day, all the things that I used to worry about my exes when I was going through like height of addiction, paranoid about them doing this and them doing that. Oh, for what? Not with them now. None of it really mattered for me to waste all the time and stress, and none of it mattered. And I bring that up because a lot of the time when we get sober off drugs and alcohol, we look for a person to try and be that person for us or heal us. Or that's why in recovery, the first year, don't do a relationship. Don't, just yourself. The only person you need to worry about is yourself. It's a selfless program, but it's selfish in the beginning. Like, right in the beginning, you be as selfish as possible for your recovery. Because if you put it on anything else or anyone else, or that situation doesn't go the way, you are at risk. Like, there's a lot of situations where, because I came out of treatment and I was still kind of in a relationship or whatever that is, I still, like, because that person at the time, for me, just told me, hey, drugs and alcohol are your problem's something else. Go to treatment. And that clicked for me. I'm like, okay, I could just do another turkey detox and take another 2-3 weeks off, and then I'll be fine again. Thank God I went to treatment. Thank God I went to kind of undercover 12-step side, where they don't force you to go, but it's most of the counselors and people around that resonated with me are 12-step. Yeah. And I was going to go to Smart Recovery because I'm a smart guy. So I was going to go do that. And luckily, my counselor saw me. I'm glad he was smoking cigarettes outside. You know who you are, buddy. And he grabbed me and said, no, I know who you are. Yeah. I know who you are because I'm the same way.
I see myself in you.
Go do this. Because if you continue to go, if you even walk through the doors to Smart Recovery, I'm going to see you back here month after month until you can't even afford to pay a single dollar anywhere, and you have to go to somewhere else where you're also not going to understand it. Because for me, I needed the steps for structure in my life that helped me get closer to a higher power. Again, what that is today, they say of my own understanding, I don't understand. I pray, I go do the next right thing, and things just happen in my life. And I never really understood or believed it. Even coming to the door, I thought the door was on the outside. The address is 777, and then like if you see the mailbox outside there, I was just talking to my buddy earlier on today. I'm like, I keep seeing this.
It says 777 on his.
So it's like
tattoo.
it constantly comes up. There's weird stories where I was very analytical with, okay, this has to happen because of this, or I go see like a magician. I'm like, I'm already trying to figure out, okay, he did this that way. He put a nail through his nose. Okay, I've been to the ENT, so I've had a metal like scope go straight through. I figured you out. I figured out the magic. But I have not been able to have an answer for situations that I've deemed odd in my life.
Yeah.
To not just be God or a higher power, something that's out there that has guided my life in certain ways. One should be dead right now. My liver should be shot. I was doing 50 Percocets a day. So that's 325 milligrams of Tylenol times 50.
Jesus.
16,000 milligrams of Tylenol a day for a consistent 8 months. So that's 4 times the lethal dosage of Tylenol, just on its own. Then also add in cocaine, Xanax, alcohol that night to probably fall asleep, and then more cocaine to wake me up. I watched the first 30 minutes of Wolf of Wall Street. Never watched the ending till later on. Went downhill after there. But it was a very, very fast lifestyle. And the other option to that is, I don't know about you, but once...
Thank you.
Once the substances were gone, it was, I missed the fast pace. Yeah. It's like you have to slow everything down and dumb it down.
Yeah.
Can't be smart.
Yeah. That's what I was exactly what I was going to say is I was told when I came in, there's no one too stupid in this world for recovery, but there's a lot of people that are way too smart for it. And I've fallen into that trap too. I want to close back on the relapse question because I think it's important for a lot of people to hear. I always know someone's working a good program when they ask me about how I relapsed. I'm telling you, man, the people that ask me about my relapse, I'm always like, this motherfucker is working a good program, right? Because you don't want to go back out there. I can tell. And you're like, what do I not do? Recovery is about what do I do, but it's also about what do I not do, right? And that's why meetings are great. But to your point, it's not going to keep me sober by just going to meetings all the time, right? I got to work it in my life. I had a thought in my mind. I've relapsed twice, 2 main ones. I've relapsed a lot, but I had 2 main ones. One after 8 years. The one after 8 years started with steroids. They both, the thing that they share, the common theme with both of them is I had a secret and I was doing all my recovery. I was going to meetings. I was talking to, my sponsor, mentors, but I was telling you 90% of the truth. And I had that 10% that was just back here. And I've got this. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to figure it out. Don't worry. I'll tell you about, the 90% and I'm taking TRT. That was my story, right? And it was true. I was taking TRT, but I wasn't telling you about the fucking, I can't think of it. Trenbolone.
I don't care who you ask. Tren is a mind-altering substance.
Dude, that shit fucked me up. I lost sleep over it. I was seeing shit. I was sweating.
10 years ago, I never did Tren, but 10 years ago, I definitely did tests and Anavar, and that helped during the time of I wanted to be a competitor, but continue. Tell me that. I want to hear that.
So the common theme was that little secret, and to your exact point, you brought this up already. It starts with something seemingly insignificant every single time. Yeah, but it's okay. It's not that bad, right? Next thing I know, while I'm looking for my steroids, I start seeing Adderall. I'm seeing it, and I remember vividly saying to myself, I will never do that because I'm in recovery and that would be a relapse. Meanwhile, I'm already lying and doing cheating and stealing and doing all these other things. I'll never do that.
Yeah.
One day, the mental blank spot happens. I'm on the internet and I'm like, I need that. My ADHD. That was the justification. I'm going to fix my ADHD and it's not going to be a relapse. It's going to be for reports at work because I need to focus more. Yeah. Dude, cunning, baffling, powerful, and patient, man. My disease was just like
I thought I was limitless taking Percocets for my job. I'm like, I can do all these spreadsheets now. I can reconcile all the money that's coming in for the payment processing business and all the fintech side. This is the first time that the loudness of my brain is like, okay, now focus. That was Adderall for me.
Yeah.
I didn't fall asleep. I didn't get this like high feel. I got a euphoric feeling like things are okay, but it gave me the ability to just focus.
Yeah.
So I think that's how people describe Adderall. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. Now there are some things that I know people who still like I guess have anti-anxiety and all these things that does come into play, because I've had 9 months when I was sober. I went to get blood test done. My cortisol was spiking through the roof. Like, she looked at me, she's like, how's your week been? I'm like, pretty cool, pretty chill. It was sunny out.
Yeah.
Like, your cortisol is spiked to somebody who's on a crashing plane. Like, I was fight or flight constantly. And then right then and there in my mind, I'm like, oh, I was self-medicating. I'm not an addict. Like, that was the first thought I had.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I was doing a bunch of drugs because of this feeling that I had. I ended up, she gave me cortisol blockers, and I was on that for, I think, 4 months. And then my, I think, mood stabilized where I didn't have the ups and downs. After that, what was that? So a year and a half. From the year and a half after that, now I'm just, there's no fight or flight feeling, but there's still there. I'm an addict, alcoholic through and through.
Yeah.
Where I have been, I think, even scared straight is I'm all or nothing.
Yeah.
If I relapse, I'm dying straight up.
Yeah.
There's no oh, I'm just gonna have a slip weekend or not. I'm going to do a line the size from that end to that end, because I'm gonna make up the 3 years that I have missed.
Yeah.
I know that fact about myself today. I don't like. I started off on vacation. I went to Turkey with my family. I had 1 Red Bull a day. 2 Red Bull. I was fucking having 4 Red Bulls a day at one point. I'm like, how? It's like, it's a small little thing, and it sounds funny to me and you, but it sounds funny to probably other people, but to me and you, it can understand a lot better. Where it's like, oh shit, yeah, no, it's immediate. Where it's like, oh, I've missed out on 3 years, and I can justify this, and I'll justify that, and then done. But it's the most rewarding, beautiful life that I could have ever seen or imagined, or things are happening in my life that I don't know. It's not, and for the first time, I'm not talking about monetarily. I'm not talking about success or any of that. It's just a peace that I've never had before. Genuine people and relationships that I've never been able to form as well. And then it's to even your point, doing the things that I just need to do. It's been,
and the ability, I loved what you said about the ability to just sit with yourself. That I couldn't do that for so long.
How do you do that?
I could not do that for so long. That is such a gift, man, to be able to enjoy a Friday night on the couch with me, myself, and I, and not hate every moment of it, not worry about tomorrow, not worry about who I fucked over yesterday or what I did yesterday. Peace of mind.
I think the only sign off that I'll say is addicts, alcoholics. I'll look into the camera for this one. Addicts, alcoholics aren't someone you see under a bridge. They aren't somebody who's lost all their money, have nothing. I mean, I did get scammed. I did lose. But they are anyone you see who could either have a business, is drinking too much, and slowly things are starting to slip by the wayside. They're not showing up to their I don't have a kid, but their kids' games, or they're just, things are dying. And there's other people who are just quietly dying inside and cannot stop. And then it happens slowly, where they're missing the work, they're missing events with family, they're with family, but it's miserable where they cannot be around you unless they have a substance inside of them. And anytime they're off the substance, it's just you're looking at your watch. They'll, oh, okay, well, back on again. And it doesn't matter where you're from, what religion, what economic background, rich, poor, any religion, color, creed, does not discriminate. You know, where there might be an outlook of people who have a certain stigma, but for right now, in where we live and how many different places and meetings and people I've seen, it's the most diverse, cultured disease that I've ever seen. Everyone can get it. And that doesn't go to say that if somebody does do drugs or does drink, that they're an addict, alcoholic. But it gets to a point where if you are one, there's no other solution that I've been able to find other than doing the steps and honestly, openly doing it. That's just what has worked for me.
Same.
And I'm going to be forever grateful for that. And listen, if there was an end result to this program, me and you would both celebrate with a drink and all that. So I'm grateful that there's no ending. This is what I just need to do to stay peaceful and
So
to
true.
live a better life.
So true, man. Thanks so much, Hassan, for coming down,
Thank you for
brother.
being
I
here,
appreciate
buddy.
you.
Thanks for listening. Please help us grow the channel and like, share, and subscribe for more content. The discussions and stories shared on this podcast are for informational and motivational purposes only. This content is not a substitute for professional medical advice, addiction treatment, or therapy. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, please consult a licensed physician, addiction specialist, or mental health professional. You are no longer alone.